whole team winning, yeah, whole team winning, whole team
I knew
winning,
Jimmie
yeah,
for a long
whole
time,
team
and I
winning,
knew that he was going to be there, and that was and Ricky is just the nicest guy.
Right.
So every time I was around Ricky, he was, hey man, you know, I mean, we'd go out on the lake, and he'd be like, come over in my boat. You know,
He did such a great job of just helping all personalities, all
Yeah.
walks of life, just kind of come together.
There were
That was
cliques.
One of his
Ricky
gifts.
would do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
There were kind of cliques back then, but it was geographically. Like you guys, you know, your group,
Right.
him and his group was down South Charlotte, and we all hung around Mooresville and exit 36, 33, and all that. But when we all were in the same place, you know, he did a great job, like you say, of hey, you know, this group's good, let's all hang together.
Very true.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So one of the other things about Jimmie and me that stands out is he helped me get into a lot of new things in life.
That's right.
Do you do that with other people? Like you encourage other people like to play golf? You helped me getting into golf, social media. Golf was one that came to me this morning. I was trying to remember there was one
right.
missing.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even remember. I ended up buying clubs and met him out at Quail Hollow.
Yep.
And he said,
Started him on the easy one, I said.
so
Right,
he's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
come play Quail Hollow. And I was like, you crazy? And he's like, I said, I'll play the back nine. 9 holes is enough. I can't play all 18. Who can go play 18 holes the first time? Okay. And so he showed up a little early, and me and Steve Letarte were together. And Steve plays golf, and he's all ready to go. And I'm like, hey, let's go to the driving range, hit a few. You know, Jimmie and them are on hole 7, so we'll wait and go hit a few and get warmed up. So we go over to the driving range, and there's a lot of guys out there sending them. And I'm like, I can't go over there and hit. I'm not going to hit it straight, and it's going to go this way and that. And all these perfect shots are happening. All these guys. I'm like, I can't go over there and swing and hit in front of them guys. So we decided to sit there. I text Jimmie. I'm like, y'all about done? He's like, we're at hole 9. Come on. And so we drove over there, and we get over there, and he's like, play this hole. And I was like, I said the back 9. I'm going to play the back 9. He's like, play this hole, play this hole, play this hole. Come on, come on. And I'm like, no. And anyways, I think he ended up starting on the back 9.
Yep.
And parred it's a par 4.
Comes out and pars it.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah. It was awesome. So
Your
Jimmie's
story still stays true because I didn't want to believe him with the whole driving range bit when he showed up at the first hole
Yeah.
and pars it, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting played here.
He's suckered me. Right.
But his story still holds
This is
up.
the part where you start losing money, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, it was way freaking downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
The real players showed
real-
up after that.
It was one of those deals where Jimmie or whoever was watching my shot had to let me know where it went because I couldn't hit the ball and keep my head down and then know where the ball went.
Who were you playing with?
That
Because
makes
who else?
sense.
Yeah, because again, you seem to get Dale to do stuff, but it's always in situations that might be the like peak awkwardness for him if it's people he doesn't know. Who else was there?
I can't remember our fourth.
Yeah, it was another guy.
Be another member. The way it works out there had to be another member. So maybe like Scott Smith or
Somebody.
another friend, Chip Shelton.
Okay.
And then we got to the final hole, and Jimmie said that you could shotgun beers for mulligans, like if you wanted to if you didn't like a tee shot.
But
Wow.
my own self-made.
Yeah.
Oh
kinda
yeah, not
rule.
a Quail Hollow club
Basically,
rule.
it
but
was-
just
They
a
don't mind it, but
Basically, it was Jimmie wanting everyone to shotgun beers.
Right.
So that's what we ended up doing on the final hole, which was a lot of fun. But anyways, we got it. He got me into golf, got me into social media, which was he had been pestering me for a year.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, you'll love this. Jimmie's the kind of guy that when he sees an activity, I think people pop into his mind that he goes, X, Y, and Z would love this. And then he goes to them, and he's like hammering on them, and you need to try this. You're really going to like it. You're really going to like it. And
That's definitely the case.
Is that what you do?
I do. I mean, life is so busy, as time goes on and you start a family, all the people you still care for, but the people you see consistently just get smaller and smaller. And I just, at nature, I like to help people. I just like to help. So when I see things that fit, and with us spending so much time together as teammates, I just saw a couple things from golf I thought would be, for me, it was a good way to kind of escape on a Monday and forget about a weekend.
Right.
I haven't played much golf since I've had kids. It's just too much time to eat up. Same with Twitter, just how well-spoken you are and how important your voice is in our sport. That I'm like, you've got to be in this space. I mean, our sport is missing out as a result. So that's where that pressure came from. And then with the bike, again, I knew how much of an outlet it was for me. And knowing you at the level I did, I'm like, if I could just get him to put on those damn clothes.
yeah, right.
We're
That was
golden.
hurdle.
But that'd be the hurdle
The
for most
spandex
people.
was the hurdle for sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was so embarrassing that he's like, our first ride was in Atlanta, Georgia, and there's about 4 or 5 guys. Alan Gusterson was one who'd been riding a while. So anyways, Jimmy's got his group of guys that he's going to ride with, and I said, man, I'm going to get my spandex on, and I'm going to run and jump in the Tahoe before anybody sees me, and I'm going to meet.
Story's so good.
I'm going to meet y'all outside the track. And he's like, whatever
it takes. And he's in like XXX clothes because he didn't want them too tight.
Yeah, I bought all giant
Well,
clothes.
yeah. What do loose spandex look like on somebody, by the way? You know?
I thought it looked better than normal size spandex. At least that's what it had in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have sold all that stuff.
You have?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But what I bought was like $40 crap on Amazon. I
All
didn't
right.
know there was a difference between
Yeah.
good padding and bad padding.
the chamois.
The chamois. The padding in the under your butt.
Yeah.
Is very important. And there's bad and there's good. So a $40 pair off of Amazon ain't gonna get you very far. Maybe
But at
about
the day,
5 miles.
What do you call it? The chamois?
The chamois.
The chamois wasn't your biggest problem on this day in Atlanta. It was
No,
everything else.
I learned though. Anyways, I'm standing on the side of the road. My bus driver Kenny's in the Tahoe waiting to make sure because he's gonna wait. Actually, I think he followed us the whole time.
Yeah, he followed us the whole. He
did.
sagged us. Yeah.
So he followed us about half a mile behind us the entire ride, which is about 16 miles. Anyways,
But we had a bit of a delay
we
getting
did.
started.
So
Oh, really?
I'm
We
standing
did.
on the side of the road. Here they come. I see them come out of the tunnel, and they're coming down the 4 lane to me. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. And I get going, and I can't shift. I forgot the battery for the electronic shifting.
Something
And it's-
people might not know, and you know, well, the man likes to plan. The man likes his stuff in order. And he was so neurotic about making sure the batteries were charged. He charged them at home before he took his bike.
Yeah.
He charged them again like that day and left the batteries on the charger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kenny had to run back in there and get the charger, and they all waited.
So they
stood
waited?
and waited. Of course.
We did.
Man.
And made fun
I'd
of
have
him.
never caught
Yeah.
him. I would have never caught them.
That helped us really understand the clothing choice that he made and the XXX.
Y'all,
clothes he
y'all
had.
got to sit there and just kind of just focus on that for
What
a little
are you
while.
wearing?
Yeah. So Kenny finally gets the battery and we get going, and I'm literally 1 mile and already have some because I'm wobbly, right? Jimmy and those guys, I'm watching Jimmy in front of me, and he is front tire, rear tire, perfectly on the white line on the side of the road, right? Mm-hmm. Straight as an arrow, smooth, and I am herky-jerky and shaking and carrying on and hanging on too tight and white-knuckling, and I'm all over the road, and this guy's driving, people are driving by, flipping me off out the side of their cars.
All right.
Like 1 mile in, we got screamed at and flipped off.
Yep, straight away.
Because I'm literally in the middle of the street, and I'm thinking, how in the hell... Like, I want to draft Jimmy because it's way easier in the draft. You wouldn't think it would be that big of a deal, but the draft on a
Huge.
bike is huge.
Yep.
And I'm not that strong yet, right? And so I want to be in the draft, but Jimmy's so close to the side of the road that I can't bring my nerve up to get over there. And I'm shaky and wobbly.
Well, maybe it's because you have bed sheets for spandex, basically.
Parachute on.
Maybe,
That
was probably-
maybe a parachute.
That's probably affecting it a little bit. But we rode 16 miles. We get back to the track, and I'm like, I'm in my mind going, dang, that's enough. And Jimmy's like, we're going to go some more. You want to go some more? And they went another 20 miles or so. They ended up doing 40 total, I think.
Yep.
And I was like, no, that's enough. My first ride, I'm good.
It's a good
But-
opening stunt, though.
It
You
was.
did it, man.
Yeah. So that ride in Atlanta ended up being 2,400 miles by the end of the year.
Good
Oh,
number.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you got after
I
it.
stuck with it.
Yeah. The thing that's interesting about this is, if you go back to the pool party and him going, without really knowing anybody, social media and then biking, if you could pick 3 insecurities that not just Dale Jr. has, but most people would have, you really, as a friend, forced him to conquer these insecurities.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. So this is, I know that I'm talking a lot about my experience and me, but this is to show you what kind of guy that Jimmy is.
I got
All
you.
right. So I'm coming up on my first anniversary. Big freaking deal, right? Amy says, you know what? I gave her a couple options, and she says, Aspen. I gave her Aspen as one of the options. So I called Jimmy, and I was like, Jimmy, I'm bringing Amy to Aspen, and it's our anniversary, and I want it to be special. I need to do some of the legwork. But he's like, it's going to be great. I got it lined up, right? And so
Just happen to know everything to do in that town.
He
It
can-
Can be of
You've got
assistance,
Aspen.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You got it wired.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're definitely the Aspen lifeline.
Yep. And so we go, and Amy, we had the best time, right? And Jimmie helped us make sure. Jimmie invited us to events that they went to, and just afternoon hangouts and places to go, and we were always entertained, and had us over at his house. Just a great time. So Jimmie's like, "Hey man, we're gonna go skiing."
Oh.
And I'm like, I'd never skied
had a
in my
lot
life.
of all the things I had resistance on. The skiing part was probably the most.
Really?
Oh.
And pushing. Yeah, just because we had some months in the planning phase, and you're pretty adamant that you're like, I'm not even bringing clothes to ski. That is not happening.
But Jimmie goes and has the guy that fit you. So if you're going to go skiing, typically you're going to go there and they're going to give you your skis and your stuff right there when you get to the lodge or whatever. He hires the people to come to his house, right? He paid them to be there, so it was most convenient, right? And so I'm standing there in the house, and they're
We're looking for no excuses at this point.
Yeah, he's doing
I'm
that.
rolling out the red carpet.
You're bringing the ski store to Dale.
To my garage
to
at my
make it
house.
as convenient and easy as possible. And so
I have witnesses that
bring
can
the
confirm
anxiety
he's going to give
down.
it a try with his wife and my wife. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And he even lined me up with this guy.
Alon.
Alon, yeah, amazing.
Oh.
Just the nicest freaking guy, right? Alon lives in Aspen. He's a real
French guy, moved from Avignon, France to the States to race BMX bikes back in the 80s. Ended up landing in Aspen, and like most Aspen locals, has like 4 jobs. And one of his jobs is being a ski instructor. And he's this like super mellow French guy that you can somehow understand when he speaks to you.
Yeah.
And just has a great way to teach.
So he's a busy guy though, and it's New Year's Eve weekend, right? It's sort of everybody's there to hang out and loose. He's not trying to work, but basically Jimmie hooked him up with me, and I spent the whole morning with this guy, riding the lift, and then skiing down the hill, riding the lift, and we started out on the bunny slope, we started out on the kiddie slope, literally learning the pure freaking basics.
Square one.
Yeah.
Starting right at the beginning.
And I mean, in 3 hours, we're going down the big.
Going to the top.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe your progress that day.
Well, it was because Alan was so
fantastic.
freaking
I can't believe
good.
it either. That explains it because he picked it up quick. He's the one that encouraged me to start trying it.
Okay.
I did not pick it up as quick. Of course, I didn't have a French coach.
Correct.
either.
You didn't have
Yeah.
the. Now you went to the Olympics and skied
So
too,
that,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's fantastic.
We go to South Korea and had, they're like, hey, you want to ski? And we freaking we went right to it.
You said yeah, we want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We skied like crazy men.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
it's-
Would have never happened.
Some of us ended up on our back more than we skied, but yeah.
So, but Jimmie just put everything he could into it. During his New Year's Eve weekend with his family, his focus on me and Amy and our weekend was incredible.
Yeah.
And just including us, and I just think it speaks so much to his character, and why we are such good friends, and why he has so many great friends.
I appreciate it, buddy. It's. I've been so thankful for our friendship and relationship over the years. Clearly, racing in the beginning, we weren't on the same team, and we still had a very solid friendship through all that. But then when you're able to work on the same team, it just goes to such a different level.
So we were racing against each other. I was in the Bud car, and he was in the 48. And we had a friendship. We would race, and obviously when you're out there racing, you're going to bump heads every once in a while, and we'd have some disagreements. But one day we're sitting out on the lake, and he's having a great time. He's winning. He's doing well. And my thing was kind of going the wrong way. And we're sitting there, and we had a few beers. But I was telling him, I was like, we kind of started the conversation of, man, it'd be cool if we were teammates. And I was like, well, we're going to be teammates. One of these days, somehow, it's going to happen.
Yep. And
me and Ricky started talking about it, and I was like, man, we got to figure out how to get that to work, how to make that happen. And then a couple other things fell into place, and it worked out.
That's interesting because Ricky, for you and I both, was the kind of ingredient behind the scenes, the person behind the scenes that made it happen.
Yeah. He was really influential. I mean, he had Vickers. Vickers was his project.
Yeah.
And, he had his fingertips on a lot of things going on. I think his daddy and him had such a close relationship that Rick would include him and let him influence. But
For sure.
I'm curious though. I mean, who else? you've been influential in a lot of those projects. Who else do you do that for? And what has Dale done in return?
Oh, hey.
Oh, you got something on that? No, I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious because I think this is something you said.
I haven't been able to find anything that he hasn't tried.
Right. I'm saying that would be a
Well,
challenge.
something just came to mind. So, through the years, I've also found have friends that I've seen in our garage area that I've just felt like my journey through physical fitness would be of use or of help for them, and I've tried to inspire many. And Dale and I have a mutual friend, Chris Knight, that Dale came to me and said, "Let's do what you do and how you help people." Because I helped Tony Gibson, and he just came to me. He's like, "Look, this is weighing on me. I know a guy that works in our industry. He's a journalist in our industry, and I of course know him. And I think we need to reach out and help him." So Dale kind of started that conversation, and we challenged him for a year and supported him, as friends would, and really helped change his life and help his health.
Whole team winning, yeah. Whole team winning, whole team winning, yeah. Whole team winning.